my biggest concern is the attitude that this is an event that is expected to be an exception to reality, when the truth is this is the new reality. This is something that you can look forward to happening. You know, when I say look forward to, obviously I don't mean waiting in anticipation. What I mean is expected. I should say you can expect to see this kind of thing reoccurring over and over. You know, obviously no one can say how frequent, but it's just a fact of life. It's a new reality. Terrorist threats are a part of our new reality. You know, and you know, really is, in my opinion, wishful thinking to pretend that there's any kind of way that you can make peace and get along with a class of people, and obviously I'm talking about extremists who read the Quran and will carry out the words they see as closely as they can to how they comprehend the words. I mean, if the book says, if the book that they go by, if the book that tells them to kill their own women for committing adultery, which is an ugly thing, but not even just for that, women are basically made a slave in, you know, some parts of the sect when they don't conform strictly with the Quran and covering up all of their bodies, or giving the man sex whenever he wants it, which you know and I know that if there is mental abuse in the relationship, the woman don't want to have sex. So basically, she ends up being raped, but it's not called rape because that's, you know, it's just automatic in their teaching that a woman is basically a slave to the husband. And if she does not comply, then that gives him the legal right to beat her. Now, that in itself should be enough to tell you that there's some serious issues with the way they look at life and judge things in a way that we do, which is going to create a divide that will not allow us to get along as far, I mean, because the principles based on a mindset that would allow you to do such evil things also will dictate the harshness and severity in carrying out things to achieve their agenda in line with their religion. You see what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm talking about either. What I'm mainly talking about is the specific words that says anyone who is not a Muslim, who does not follow the Quran, the Islam religion, anyone who does not strictly abide is infidel. And it says that all infidel must be annihilated. That being the case, and the main motivator behind the violence that they inflict upon other people, other nations, other people of other religions, that being the very nature of their motivation, tells any person with common sense and the ability to think logically that there is no solution for peace between those people and people who are different from them. They don't want to get along with people who are different than them. Obviously, I'm not talking about every Muslim, everyone that follows Islam, because everybody is not going to follow it that strictly. But you can't get by the fact that there's a growing number of people who do follow it religiously and live for dying in the name of that religion. You look at the extreme poverty in certain places, you look at the harsh conditions, you look at the anger that exists in Muslims across the country from seeing us being occupiers and from hearing their chief motivators instill hope in them after already being raised in a way along those lines of thinking that states anyone not following Islam is infidel and should be annihilated, how can you not come to a determination that there will continue to be a growing number of radical people who will carry out whatever it is the people they follow based upon the book that they idolize and give their lives in the name of that book? And if that is the case, if that's the conclusion that you come to, does that not tell you that there will always be an immediate threat, sometimes just not urgent because they're just not ready yet, but it's, I should have said, an ongoing threat for terrorist attack, not only all over the world, but specifically is what the point I'm trying to make to you is in the United States of America. So I say, again, don't view the drive-run terrorist attack on the U.S. as an exception to reality. It is an example of what the new reality is and is becoming more and more part of each and every one of our lives. And you say, well, why can't we turn this around? How can we defend against this? Well, I just gave one point. It's because of the exponential growth. Now, the other part of why we can't and why you shouldn't internalize the rhetoric of being, we are secure, we are safe, keeping America safe, you know, that's all well and good. And my point is not to get you aroused and not to make you feel uncomfortable about living here. That's the objective of the terrorists. Well, annihilation and make you disrupt your normal lives. My point is not to get so excited and disappointed and frustrated and worried and stressed out when you do hear that. I mean, okay, let me get back to the reason why I say there's only so much to do. Well, the second part of the reason is because we are too fickle, too sensitive, too self-centered, basically. Why you say that? Well, because how in the world do you expect us to increase security and be proactive in preventing these terrorist attacks when anytime it causes you an inconvenience to be checked, to be searched, then you go on the crime. You're looking for ACLU for being judged, for being discriminated against, for being violated. You see, go to the airport. They try to take measures to check us out, to screen out people. You look at statistics, you look at the numbers, you make some kind of assessment of who is most likely to be people that needs to be checked out, and you're going to have a whole bunch of people crying out they're being unfairly treated, or they're being judged. And even normal, everyday citizens can't even understand the need to screen people and search people, and you cry about it. You know, it's no different than how we cry about how unsafe our neighborhoods is, our communities is, but then you turn around and act like you don't know nothing about the people that's tearing down the neighborhood. And you teach the children that all police are evil. And anytime the police try to stop questioning somebody, if that ends up being you or your child, then the police is wrong. You know, it's the same thing. That's why we will not be, it's only a certain level of security that we can achieve because people are too self-centered. And, you know, there's consequences to that. It means you only can go so far with security because you can only be with so proactive. When people are unwilling to participate in ways that would allow that, what they're doing here. We got a John Deere tractor up there at the front.
I bought it across the lawnmower with a 3 horsepower comprehension in it.
I feel like I'm in the field, prime tobacco come out. somebody go get mad in a minute. Maybe not Saturday morning, but if it was Friday evening or any time in the evening, really. Oh, if it was 2 or 3 o'clock, boy, that's before the evening. Everybody be doing what he doing. Oh, they be talking junk on the radio for sure, though. But, you know, you may say, well, what if you're behind somebody going 30, 40 miles an hour through the gorge? Well, I mean, you know, you just got to take that upon yourself and do what you you're going to do what you want to do. I mean, the bottom line is you're taking a risk. That's a moving violation in that left lane over here. And I think it's either 3 or 4 points on your license. 3 or 4 points on your license. Now, to me, and it's probably going to depend on the cop, but this sign say no trucks, 3 axles or more in the left lane. There is no exclusion. Of course, a lot of exclusions couldn't fit on that sign. But now, if I'm the state trooper and traffic is going 20 and 30 miles an hour for no reason, you know, new driver, you know, people get scared. It's still, you know what, I'll pull them over. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe so. Because, you know, he needs to be reassured that you can drive closer to the speed limit and feel pretty safe. If you can keep it between the lines on a straight road, and then you keep it in between the lines on a curvy road, then you don't have to allow yourself to be petrified. You know, sometimes it just needs that reassurance. So I would pull him over and tell him that, and hope that he would, you know, give people a chance to clear up the highway, and also hopefully maybe instill some confidence in that driver. That, look at this, I mean, we're going 30 miles an hour. But if I was state trooper and I saw somebody in the left lane, I guess it would depend on what has been told to me by my superiors. So I would think that it's permissible to get around. Now, I'm not saying that to give you a license to get around. I'm just saying if it was me being a state trooper. But I guess my other point is you can try it if you want to, but you're taking a chance because the law is what the law is, and whether or not they're going to write you up for passing by ridiculously slow traffic is probably, well, it's going to be on him. So you hear all these guys saying, I ain't riding, you know, I wouldn't ride behind that or this, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. Well, you see a lot of other ones doing just what you see these in front of me doing now, and what I'm doing now is just being patient and waiting. Just waiting. Yeah.